Hello and welcome to Inside Edition to discuss national, regional and international issues in depth. The Kingdom of Bahrain established the Labour Fund Tamkeen in order to achieve prosperity in the national economy by strengthening the role of the private sector as the main drive of the economy in the kingdom, as well as developing Bahraini individuals and helping them to grow, whether they are students, job seekers, or have chosen to have their own business. Tamkeen's mandate revolves mainly around developing Bahrainis to allow for their effective competition in the labor market. Additionally, drive increased productivity and efficiency among businesses and simultaneously help generate value-added job opportunities in the kingdom. By achieving this, Tamkeen plays a significant role in meeting the National Sustainable Development Goals of 2030. We will be discussing this matter with Ms. Safa AbdulKhaliq, Manager of Corporate Planning at Tamkeen. But first, this for more.
كم مرة ندمت على فرصة ضاعت عليك لتطوير مشروعك؟ وكم فرصة مرت عليك لتطوير مشروعك وزيادة أرباحك ولم تنفذ؟ هل كان عندك فكرة مشروع مميز ولم تقدر على تحقيقه؟ أو ترددت في تنفيذه؟ لا تتردد، ففي تمكين ندرك تماما تلك التحديات التي تواجهك لاستغلال هذه الفرص، ونسعى لحلها في إطار الشراكة، فنجاح مشروعك أيا كان حجمه هو نجاح للاقتصاد الوطني. فبرنامج دعم المؤسسات يقدم الدعم اللازم الذي يمكنك كرائد عمل من تأسيس مشروعك أو تطويره. فقد صمم هذا البرنامج ليلبي احتياجاتك عن طريق توفير الدعم المادي لتحقيق أهدافك التنموية. ولذلك تم تدشين بوابة إلكترونية على موقع تمكين تقدم منظومة متكاملة من الخدمات للأعمال والمؤسسات كتقديم الطلبات ومتابعتها والتواصل مع فريق دعم العملاء وغيرها الكثير من المميزات. فالآن حان وقتك للعمل على تنفيذ أفكارك التجارية وابتكاراتك والنمو بمؤسستك. فلنشترك معاً لتعزيز نجاحك ونرتقي بمؤسستك إلى الأفضل. فما الذي تحتاجه؟ كل ما عليك هو البدء بالتسجيل في الموقع الإلكتروني ومن ثم اتباع الخطوات اللازمة. كما شاهدت، عملية تقديم الطلب سلسة، وإن كنت بحاجة إلى مساعدة فنحن على أتم الاستعداد لمساعدتك، فما عليك سوى الاتصال. نحن نؤمن بقدراتك ونؤمن بالدور الكبير للمؤسسات في الاقتصاد، فهما العمود الفقري لاقتصاد البحرين. نحن هنا لمساعدتك على النجاح ولتحقيق طموحك.
Joining us in the studio is the Manager of Corporate Planning at Tamkeen, Ms. Safa Sharif. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for hosting us.
Tamkeen was established in 2006, and Tamkeen has played a pivotal role in empowering Bahrainis to participate effectively in the labor market, to be part of the labor market. What can you tell us about the semi-governmental organization, its visions and its main goals for Bahrainis and for the economy in Bahrain itself?
Sure. The establishment of Tamkeen came as a key initiative to basically fulfill the economic aspects of Bahrain's Vision 2030 in line with the labor market reform initiatives. Tamkeen has been in the market for the past 12 years. So ever since its establishment in 2006, we have injected more than $3 billion US, that's around 1.2 billion Bahraini dinars, to support our main two segments, which are businesses and individuals, through an array of our support initiatives. We have more than 200 initiatives that addresses individual career progression and training developments and business support initiatives as well. Yeah. In specific, as a single organization in the past 12 years, we have supported more than 125 individuals through our training and career development initiatives, which represents more than 38% of the Bahrainis in the private workforce. And we have also supported more than 45,000 businesses. That again represents around 53% of the active businesses in the kingdom. If I could sum up Tamkeen's vision, I can say that the organization pays a strong emphasis on proactively nurturing the development of dynamic businesses supported by qualified talent.
Yes.
We're not a profit-making institution. We have a development objective where we make sure that our programs and support initiatives do fulfill and directly translate to the growth of the national economy and the betterment of our citizens.
Yes.
And all our achievements basically have contributed a lot towards the achieving and realizing the sustainable development goals intended for the Kingdom of Bahrain, and at the same time fulfills Tamkeen's mandate in terms of contributing to the private sector, ensuring that the private sector takes the lead, and as well as through our various support mechanisms, that's financing, grants, and non-financial advisory, which in order to make sure that we are actually contributing positively towards the national economy.
Yes. Tamkeen, you talk to us now generally about the financial contributions that Tamkeen provides for Bahrainis and to the national economy. What can you tell us about the training and the manpower that they provide, as well as basically how does Tamkeen contribute to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals of 2030?
In the past 12 years of Tamkeen's existence in the market, we have had significant contribution to the national economy through serving our main segments, which are individuals and businesses. So we have, as I mentioned, an array of a multitude of support initiatives that caters to both businesses and individuals.
Yeah.
Now, talking from a perspective of supporting individuals, we have, till date, we have supported more than 125,000 individuals in terms of training and career development initiatives.
Wow.
Training has always been a critical and important aspect of Tamkeen's support, impacting individuals and institutes. We have launched 160 initiatives targeting individuals alone. Okay. And the surge in the number of our customers over the course of the years has actually been very much contributed to the diverse and market-driven initiatives that we have been offering that includes training and has also supported maximizing employment opportunities. Yeah. And these schemes that we've been offering is very much in line with the real employment needs. Tamkeen also believes in the creative capabilities of the Bahraini youth and how pivotal, how important the role of entrepreneurship is in terms of national development. Yes. So in that regard, we have designed a set of integrated solutions in order to support the Bahraini citizen from their early stages, from the school level up to their university, and up to they actually materialize their business with a set of customized solution to support that perspective. Yes. To promote youth employment and entrepreneurship, we have also invested in providing the right skills, updated knowledge to support that aim or that objective. We have invested a lot in terms of providing them with internship schemes, apprenticeship schemes, on-the-job trainings, and have really looked into what are the real market needs and demands that the employers are looking for through these trainings. And honestly, over the course of the years, all these initiatives have had a significant contribution in terms of developing the citizens and maximizing and providing lots of value-added employment opportunities in the market.
Yes. The Sustainable Development Goals are international goals. They're not just aimed at Bahrain, but Bahrain is doing so much work in that regard, and Tamkeen is doing a big part of this. How does Tamkeen actually contribute to achieving the National 2030 Sustainable Development Goals?
I would like to start by mentioning that despite the fact that the Sustainable Development Goals or the global goals were actually officially announced by the United Nations in 2015, the government of Bahrain has always been committed to these SDGs through its focus on achieving economic diversification, as well as a comprehensive development plan, which form the main core of our Economic Vision 2030. And as a matter of fact, this has been the drive behind the successful implementation of the Millennial Development Goals. It has laid a strong foundation to the Sustainable Development Goals. And as an organization, I have to say that the essence or the concept of the Sustainable Development Goals has always been an inclusive agenda of Tamkeen strategies ever since the beginning, because we've been continuously studying the needs of the dynamic market. We've been continuously looking into the economic conditions and the development requirements. And based on that, we have actually revised our programs, adjusted our programs in order to make sure that we are providing the right set of solutions that would be relevant in today's and tomorrow's economy. And we've been doing so by collaborating and partnering with our stakeholders, with our partners, with the different segments of the society across all economic sectors. The inputs and feedback that we've been receiving over the course of the years has actually supported Tamkeen in shaping our journey, in being more responsive to the market requirements. It has supported us in terms of developing our strategic plans and setting our objectives to make sure that we are including the interest of Sustainable Development Goals. And to create this sustainable impact, Tamkeen has increased the support to include a wider scope of sectors and wider scope of segments, as well as increasing the entrepreneurial activities in the country to boost the country's economy. As part of its current strategy and future strategies as well, Tamkeen will evolve to create transformation in the market through achieving economic diversification, by introducing new products and services to cater to the needs of our segments. We will also be maximizing our support to make sure that we are maximizing those value by equipping the entrepreneurs and the citizens with the right knowledge, making them well informed in order for them to take the right decisions and take the lead basically in terms of economic development. And last but not the least, we've also been focusing a lot on fostering businesses with devised and customized solutions that will remain relevant in tomorrow's economy.
Yes, understood. You said a very important part about how Tamkeen has played a big role and basically developed these cadres and developed the programs that are given for them to them, and that they actually do have a footprint in the Sustainable Development Goals of Bahrain itself, because throughout 12 years Tamkeen has played such a key role in supporting more than 170,000 institutions and individuals, over 200 programs and initiatives. These programs did not start off as being 200 programs. They started much less. They were developed and different programs were added and so on. So would you please tell us more about the current and the future programs that you're planning on introducing?
Tamkeen is tasked with the main mandate of developing the private sector and making it the main key driver of economic growth. Now, this is the core mission of Tamkeen, and this never changes. But the changes are mostly reflected in terms of our strategic priorities, which will support the organization to achieve that mission in the best possible manner. Our 2018-20 strategy will be geared towards identifying development projects and activities that will help this organization to achieve targeted growth to businesses and individuals by tackling their growth issues and by looking and understanding their value prospects in the economy. And we are expecting that this strategy will support the organization to achieve our mission through the main pillars of diversification, acceleration, and sustainability, which all fall under the main theme of transformation, through which we as an organization intend to amplify our impact on on Bahraini citizens and on the businesses that are operating in Bahrain. With that in mind, I think I have to say that we will continue to enable the skills and employability of Bahraini citizens. We will continue to support the productivity and the caliber of all businesses that's operating in Bahrain. We will continue to anchor our efforts revolving around the main pillars of our previous strategy that will always be valid, which are improving quality, customer centricity, as well as delivering results and impact. So basically, the next 3 years, we will be seeing more focus on our resources, be it financial or technical or convening power, to support our segments as they seek to rise to the interlinked challenges of embracing innovation, improving productivity, winning in international markets, and building long-term commercial resilience and sustainability. So first, how can we do that? We will first be significantly increasing our investment activities in the private sector.
Yes.
Investment is one of the new pillars of support that was launched as part of the new strategy,
Yes.
where we will be investing in foundations of ecosystem. And in today's economic world, it's considered to be one of the most successful models of supporting the private sector.
Yeah.
And by doing so, I think Tamkeen will be in a better position to be even a more active participant in terms of supporting the country's national development. Second, there will be more focus on innovation, which we understand that it's a prerequisite and the main recipe and requirement for sustainability. So by doing so, we will actually be allowing for the introduction and the launch of new products and services,
True.
and emergence of new sectors, and basically supporting the economy. Third, we will significantly expand the provision of internationally accredited certifications and trainings to allow and open doors for more long-term and value-added job opportunities in the market.
Yes.
Fourth, responding to the continuous feedback that we've been receiving from our partners, from our stakeholders, from our customers, we are planning to invest more in tools and systems, in market intelligence tools and systems that would make sure that we have accurate and up-to-date and consistent business intelligence and information that would support our segments in making the right decisions and guiding them and in channeling their efforts towards the right direction in line with the market trends and opportunities and the gaps. And last but not the least, I think we have listened very carefully to our customers and our stakeholders, and we are committed to continuously upgrade our internal processes and systems and tools and the customer experience we deliver.
Tamkeen has supported people of Bahrain over 12 years. The cadres 10 years ago are not the same like today because of institutions such as Tamkeen. So how can you tell us, how does Tamkeen stimulate national calibers and support small and support medium businesses, enterprises in a manner that contributes to the services of the national economy? What can you tell us about that?
Tamkeen has indeed changed the dynamics of the private sector through the universe of its support initiatives that's provided to its main segments, individuals and businesses. Now, from the perspective of supporting individuals, the training and career development perspective has always been an important aspect of Tamkeen support, impacting both individuals and institutes. Till date, we have supported more than 125 individuals through our training and development support initiatives.
Yeah.
To this effect, we have introduced more than 160 initiatives targeting individuals alone.
Wow.
The surge in the number of our customers over the course of the years is mainly attributed towards the dynamic and market-driven initiatives that we've been offering that's connected to training and which has supported the organization in maximizing employment opportunities as well. Hence, Tamkeen created an integrated set of creative solutions to encourage and support entrepreneurship amongst Bahrainis right from their early school years up to their university level, and until they actually materialize their idea or their business. And to promote youth employment and entrepreneurship, Tamkeen invested and provided the right skills, updated knowledge, which the employers are really looking for. Tamkeen has invested in providing practical, on-the-job trainings, internships, apprenticeship schemes, which has all been facilitated to help Bahraini students explore occupational interests and to have first-hand experience. Yes. And when it comes to supporting businesses, most of Tamkeen's initiatives are designed to support enterprises at all stages of their growth, starting from the startups up to the scale-up, and even to those who are at their maturity phases, through an area of support categories, which are basically financing, grants, and the non-financial aspect, which includes advisory, mentorship, and coaching. Tamkeen supporting tools and mechanisms are key factors that relate to the growth and the expansion of those businesses, as well as help to improve their capability towards meeting sustainability requirements. And it has supported them in laying down a strong foundation to their operations. And not only does the grants and the financing help the enterprises to grow, to diversify, to expand, but even our advisory services have provided those businesses with a great soft skill knowledge and guidance so that they could channel their efforts in the right direction, and support them in managing the goals and the targets of the organization in an efficient way. Therefore, knowledge sharing has also become an increasingly important aspect to the market and to Tamkeen, which will be looked into further as part of the new 2018-20 strategy.
I mean, the whole team effort here is massive because of the different sections and areas that provide these services and help. During Bahrain's presentation of its first national voluntary review in the high-level political forum on sustainable development, which was held at the United Nations headquarters in New York, Tamkeen has organized a session that shed light on the Labour Fund support to entrepreneurship. The session was titled Fostering Entrepreneurship and Innovation to Achieve Sustainable Development Goals, highlighted the national efforts in nurturing the entrepreneurial ecosystem, including Tamkeen's part since its establishment in 2006 in providing the developmental programs and grant support to both enterprises and individuals to boost the private sector and make it the key driver of economic growth. The event gained wide appreciation from both the participations of the session as well as the guests attending it.
Today we had a very important session dealing with sustainable development goals and how Bahrain and Tamkeen in particular is working with different stakeholders to profile what the country is doing to achieve these development objectives, which fall very much in line with the 2030 vision of the country. It was very important at the session to profile to the public what Tamkeen is actually doing. We are, as a country, doing a lot to achieve these goals. Tamkeen in particular is playing a critical role as a development agent to make sure that the private sector is working hand in hand with the government to achieve these objectives. I think as a venue today, it was very important and very insightful to have worked with our various partners, including Global Entrepreneurship Network, the Kaufman Foundation, World Bank, and others, to really look at what Bahrain is doing. And that we are on the right track. We are working quite aggressively, and we're one of the role models and examples of how this can be done in an effective way, and how Bahrain is actually taking a lead in the region in terms of working towards these development objectives in a sustainable way.
I think the workshop is very informative. It enabled us to appreciate the efforts of Tamkeen and Bahrain in promoting entrepreneurship for social and economic development. It is a unique initiative and unique experience, and we are happy here at IPI to have been able to host a meeting that would enable people to get informed about this entrepreneurship initiative and all the ecosystem frameworks that Bahrain had put together to unleash the entrepreneurial potential for sustainable development. I personally didn't know much about Bahrain, so I am much more informed about all the positive elements that Bahrain is trying to promote through entrepreneurship, through innovation, while connecting them to the overall reform vision of the country. And the fact that Bahrain organizes forums from time to time to bring people to compare lessons, to learn from each other is a very good way of promoting entrepreneurship as a global public good for everyone. Obviously, Bahrain is fortunate to have the means to accelerate this, but some other countries who may not have the same means might gain to learn how it could work in their context. So overall, we are happy to have been able to create this platform so we can learn from Bahrain's experience in the areas of entrepreneurship and innovation.
Well, this was very inspirational because there have been generations of institutions working on how to create peace, how to create sustainable development across our world, and we're now seeing the rise of a sort of new generation of entrepreneurs to play their role in that. And while that can happen at the grassroots level, there's a great deal of knowledge, expertise, and experience and wisdom that's held in a lot of these institutions and international development organizations. And so part of the important process is to try to educate each other, that we can learn about the lessons that the institutions like the International Peace Institute have learned along the way, and of course other entities associated with the United Nations. And at the same time, through entrepreneurs, allow them to learn about some new concepts as to how we can now do this better as a result of things like distributive networks, where it's not controlled by one entity or another, or as a result of the notion that we've got, I think, a new generation of what we used to call business people, but these are people that are interested in birthing the new, figuring out better ways of doing things. They're interested in doing well, but not at the expense of doing good. And it's an optimistic generation that sees the future of the planet as just as an important priority as looking after their own personal welfare. So I think it's enormously exciting for us to be working as entrepreneurs and people that believe in new value creation in this regard. And so we're especially excited that Bahrain will be hosting the Global Entrepreneurship Congress, which in our industry is really where we gather the leaders, you know, both from government, from the private sector, the people that are driving innovation in their ecosystems around the world, to learn about Bahrain. Bahrain has just really been a wonderful crucible experiment through the leadership of Tamkeen and a lot of other institutions. And we're excited to be able to see that shared in other countries that are looking to try to do it well. Of course, you have in Bahrain the benefit of small is beautiful. And in other countries like Estonia, in some smaller economies, they've been able to experiment like Bahrain has in terms of really understanding how do we do this in an inclusive way that's included more groups, given more opportunity to do this in a collaborative fashion. And so we're very excited to be learning from Bahrain, but also to be bringing to Bahrain some of the best knowledge, networks, and communities to help that be a fruitful partnership with the rest of the world going forward. The Global Entrepreneurship Congress in April of 2019 will be open to all people who are evangelists for entrepreneurship, who care about trying to create opportunity for their fellow citizens. And I hope anybody watching this will join us in Bahrain.
Welcome back. Now, Ms. Safa, during Bahrain's presentation, as we saw on the report of its first national voluntary review in the political forum on sustainable development, this was held in the United Nations headquarters in New York. Tamkeen specifically organized an introductory session that shed the light on the Labour Fund support to entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship in general. What can you tell us about that, how that was?
Tamkeen's session, titled Fostering Entrepreneurship and Innovation to Achieve Sustainable Development Goals, was held at the sidelines of the Kingdom of Bahrain's participation at the high-level political forum at the United Nations headquarters in New York. And this came as a key step towards demonstrating Tamkeen as a unique government initiative that significantly contributed towards the private sector and the Bahrain's business ecosystem. And in the same time, it also shed light on supporting national efforts towards shifting the country's economy from an oil base to a more productive, globally competitive and a knowledge-based economy supported by a strong and pioneering private sector. Tamkeen's session highlighted the national efforts, other national efforts basically in nurturing entrepreneurial ecosystem, including Tamkeen's parts and achievement ever since its establishment in terms of changing the dynamics of the private sector through providing an area of development solutions and initiatives to boost the private sector and make it the key driver of economic growth. Within the session as well, we have discussed how Tamkeen over the course of the years have leveraged on its local and international partnerships to achieve its strategic objectives, as well as reinforce that Bahrain has always been a pivotal and an important player in the global network.
Yes. Tamkeen itself played a role in the preparation of the National Voluntary Review. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, the Voluntary National Review, the VNR, had placed a strong emphasis on Bahrain's efforts towards achieving the SDGs, where Tamkeen's work is related to 8 out of the 17 goals. Okay. 4 of them are directly related to our mandate, and Tamkeen also contributes indirectly to the other 4 goals. And these goals that are directly related to our mandate is goal number 5, 8, 9, and 17. Now, goal number 5 is about achieving gender equality and empowering women. Of course, Tamkeen's support initiatives and solutions is accessible to everybody without discriminating anyone. Our strategy revolves around the segments within the society, and in this strategy, we've even broken down those segments into sub-segments just to make sure that we are not leaving anyone out. And when it comes to empowering women, our programs, our women empowerment programs and promoting women's participation in the labor force is topping the agenda at Tamkeen and is one of our mandates. As a matter of fact, 47% of Tamkeen's customers are women. Yes. And goal number 8, with regards to promoting inclusive and sustainable economic growth, employment and decent work, this is basically the core mandate and the bread of butter of Tamkeen. So all our support initiatives and support mechanisms are launched with the intention of achieving economic growth and employment and decent life for our citizens. And we do that through a multitude of support initiatives. We provide access to financing, where we work very closely with our partner banks to provide businesses with cost-effective financing solutions, where we actually subsidize 50% of the interest cost and 50% of the guarantee. We have grants that cover the cost of businesses, technology requirements, marketing for them to participate in exhibitions, other development requirements where we again cover 50% of that cost.
Yes.
We have introduced a new pillar of support, which is the investment, where we as an organization look into how we can come in as equity partners in various projects and activities. We have the training and development initiatives, which basically invests in providing and equipping Bahraini citizens with the right skills and the right knowledge that's required in today and in today's market and the future. And we cover 100% of that cost to companies. We cover 100% cost of the professional certification scheme. So you as an individual, if you would want to invest in your skills and your capabilities in a specific professional field, we cover the cost completely. Tamkeen has also launched the advisory services as part of its 2015-17 strategy. That includes mentorship and coaching, which is aimed to guiding businesses and individuals to take the right decisions when it comes to expanding or diversifying their ventures, or when it comes to them, deciding on the right path of their careers. Other initiatives include entrepreneurship that supports the entrepreneurship landscape, include business incubators support, accelerator support, business diversification scheme. Tamkeen also hosts regular workshops and events for entrepreneurs. That's basically just a snapshot of what we provide in the in the grand scheme of things, in the universe of as part of the universe of the support initiatives.
Yes.
I did not even touch base on the apprenticeship programs, on the internship programs that we are providing, the customized support schemes that we have for startups, the customized schemes that we have for women, and all of these initiatives have actually the same value proposition to allow the private sector to succeed and flourish.
And all of these initiatives are also people who want to hear more about it can visit the Tamkeen website or even call the hot numbers.
That's right. They can visit the website. We have our customer engagement and support team who will be basically supporting them throughout the day. And yes, I mean, they can even come to the main branch. We have the social media platforms that they could get in touch with us.
Told us about the goals. And specifically, there are 4 goals. You mentioned some of them, a little bit about them. But over the course of today's show, I hear you talk a lot about the sponsors, about the institutions that work with Tamkeen and everything. What can you tell us? I mean, in performing its duty, Tamkeen deals with several official institutions. Can you tell us more about the cooperation that Tamkeen has with them?
Sure. Our ability to collaborate across the public and the private sector in Bahrain and with our local and international partners is fundamental not only to the organization's success, but even to the success of other organizations in Bahrain who share the same desire to see similar outcome and achievement on behalf of all Bahrainis. After 12 years in operation and touching the lives of 17,000 customers, which includes individuals and businesses, our role is now widely understood and our programs are well established with the support and joint cooperation of our partners. We have many joint efforts with our key partners from the private sector that mainly focus on training and equipping Bahrainis with the right skills and with the right knowledge to prepare them for the labor market. And many of these partnerships have actually contributed to the direct creation of more than 8,500 job opportunities in the market. Tamkeen's partnership also is very evident on an enterprise level, where we partner with our banks when it comes to the funding and the financing support to provide entrepreneurs and businesses with the cost-effective financing solutions. And we will continue doing so to devise and come up with new products and solutions through new international contact and delivery partnerships. And that is also a feeder to how we are contributing to the SDGs when it comes to goal number 9 in terms of building fostering innovation, how we collaborate with our partners in order to come up with new and creative and out-of-the-box solutions to support our segments, and goal number 17, where we build where we build and leverage our connections with our partners, basically through our various engagements, be it through meetings, through focus groups, through the early consultations that we have, so that we could come up with the right set of solutions to meet the needs of our segment.
That was very full of information. Thank you very much for being with us today and for being part of our show. And we would also like to thank you for watching, and see you next week in another episode of Inside Edition.